So what we're doing today is we're trying another version of Fiendsmith, of Ryzeal, which is Ryzeal Fiendsmith, which is a deck that was, when Ryzeal first came out, this was considered to be the best version of the deck in the TCG. And the reason why these two decks can be played together is that Ice Ryzeal, the effect to when you normal summon it and to special summon a Ryzeal from your deck, that part of the effect does not lock you into rank 4s. So what you can do with Ice Ryzeal is you can just make Moon or Exciton Knight, because they're both light fiends, and then pivot into the Fiendsmith stuff before. Like you would do like normal summon Ice, special X effect search sword, but before you special summon the sword, you will make Exciton or Moon, do the Fiendsmith stuff, and then once you have the Caesar from the Fiendsmith cards, you can then special sword and continue to do Ryzeal things, right? So you basically get the best of both worlds. Yeah. Would you still play Caesar even though you can also make Apo? Is it for sword specifically? I think Caesar is really good right now against Malice in the format, and I don't know if it's gonna come up more often. Like Apo is like, you could play Apo instead, but I think Caesar, honestly, Caesar might be stronger overall. We'll see. Isn't there a way to bridge into Ryzeal from Fiendsmith? There might be with Chorozo. I think there might be a way you can turn the Fiendsmith cards into a rank 4. Which I'm not sure if we have the extra deck space to also do that. Which you will notice the extra deck is very tight in Master Duel right now for this deck. The extra deck for this deck was already tight in the TCG, but it's even tighter in Master Duel because we have this card, right? We didn't have this back in the day when we played Fiendsmith Ryzeal in the TCG, but I figured like this card is too good not to play. So I don't know if we can fit like the Chorozo in the extra deck as well to make a rank 4, but I think those are things we can figure out along the way. But basically, this deck is going to play a little bit different from regular Ryzeal. I mean, basically, it's going to depend on our hand. In some hands, we're just going to have Ryzeal plays. If we don't draw any of the Ryzeal cards, we're just going to be stuck with hand traps and Fiendsmith cards, which, I mean, that is also a functioning strategy, right? So, like, that's the idea, basically, is like, you can do Ryzeal things, you can do Fiendsmith control things, but if you draw both together, like if you draw Ice Ryzeal, then you get to do everything, right? I think Moon is cuttable. I thought about whether you need Moon in this deck, and maybe you don't. Maybe you are right. Maybe we can cut Moon to fit like Aghanim Day to make the Fiendsmith control side of the deck a little bit better. I could see that. I was considering that earlier today as well. Yeah. So the only, of course, so this, I think this version, if it ends up being consistent enough, because honestly with one bonfire, I'm not sure if it's consistent enough, but if it is consistent enough, then this could be a better version of Ryzeal. I will say this deck is going to be a little bit weaker into something like Maxi and Molcharmi Fuvalos, I think, than pure Ryzeal, because the Fiendsmith cards just are not good into those, but we'll see. I think it's worth trying. Will struggle going second? I don't think that's the case, no. I don't think that's the main problem. Because we don't actually lose many non-engine slots to this, because the main things you cut for the Fiendsmith cards is like 7th Ascension and 7th Tachyon. So you're not going to actually sacrifice much non-engine. What's up, my captain? All right, let's do this. Only Diamond 1 washed? Yeah. I mean, I've only played like yesterday. That's all I've played so far. No more fish in opening hand? Yeah. Same. Yeah, but you played for 10 hours. All right, this hand is correct. No, okay, we don't get Fiendsmith because they had Imperm. That's fine. They will still be mad when I special sword. That is the thing that I also noticed yesterday when I was playing pure Ryzeal. Like, drawing the actual Ryzeal cards still feels so powerful. It's just that with only one Bonfire and 2x, we just have less of those kind of hands where you just have those immediately, right? Especially Ice in this deck is going to be broken to draw. Yeah, so in this kind of hand, right? In this kind of hand, you just play Fiendsmith control. Unfortunately, we have 2 Fubas, which is pretty bad. Maybe they hand trap like this part, but yeah. We could normal summon Fuba to make Duo Drive actually. That could be something. Well, I'm gonna cross out Fuba. Okay. The thing is, because I don't have Droll in the deck, I couldn't have crossed out a Droll, because that was the reason why they used the Fuba there, which makes sense. But it was like, if they have Droll, I can't cross it out anyway, so I might as well cross out the Fuba. In this, honestly, I mean, it's not the worst case scenario because I have 2 Fubas and an Imperm, so it's like maybe okay if they play into it with 4 cards. But yes, Droll is good against this deck for sure. But they play Fiendsmith too, so that's really good for my Charmies. The annoying thing here is that if I Fuba, they can summon the Lacrima from hand, because I know they have it. So if I like... Oh, or never mind. Or they just do that. Okay. I thought they were going to do Requiem, and then if I double Fuba, they just summon Lacrima from hand, which would have been a little annoying. But now they cannot anymore. Fiendsmith Pyre. Hey, it is a Fiendsmith control deck, it seems like. Not too mad about one called by here. I wonder if they're going to go for game here. It's going to require a lot. How does this change things? You can banish this card from your grave. Fusion of Fiendsmith Fusion from your extra deck using monsters you control. You can do this in the battle phase, right? So, like, they can attack me and then fuse into Lacrima in the battle phase? Which just kills me. With the Serenir, right? It's kind of messed up. I can't draw anything either. I don't have anything I can draw here. That's neat. Yeah. That's broken. It wouldn't have been game without the Serenir as well, because I could have impermed the Lacrima, and then they couldn't have, like, if... Yeah, the Serenir is the one that kills me here. I respect that. That's the first time. That is the first time I've seen someone do something good with Kairi. The very first time. It's never happened before. So this hand is an example of something that can be anti-synergistic, because if you start with X Ryzeal, you're locked into rank 4s and you can't do Fiendsmith. And if you start with Fiendsmith, you're gonna have a non-level 4 on the board, so your X Ryzeal cannot search. I could do a couple of different things here. Okay, they Ash Requiem, which is fine. So there's a few things I can do. I can normal summon Lacrima, bring back Engraver, make Sequence into Desiree, make Agnum Day, and then Agnum Day bring back Lacrima. Do I have enough Light Fiends for that? Shuffle back 3, yeah. Yeah. I think that's neat. It's not going to have Paradise set up, but Lacrima can bring back Desiree. So attach Desiree. I could attach Desiree to Engraver, yeah. To Detonator. There's no need to do Necroquip here. Lacrima send Paradise Special X Go Duo Drive. That also works. Yeah, that also works. But this one gets me a Desiree on their turn. So now, because Lacrima... So basically what the Fiendsmith cards have done now is they've baited an Ash Blossom and still made it so I have follow-up and I have a Desiree on their turn, which is pretty good. Gonna get cross here. As well as sword is gonna fetch ice, so I get node. So I can special node, I guess. They want to get rid of duo. I can just special ice by sending duo drive, I guess. Okay. I can keep node in case they hand trap something. Then it's gonna be detonator. I'll keep the extra monster zone open because I'm playing Fiendsmith. Attach. Now here's the thing, right? I can attach Aggregator here, or I can attach Desiree. If I attach Desiree, I can pop and then send, which is really cool. But if I have the Desiree attached to the detonator, I have to wait until I can bring back Desiree with Lacrima, right? Like, Lacrima is supposed to bring back Agnum Day, which is supposed to bring back Desiree, which is not something I can do right away if I equip it now. So I think I'll just do that so that I can immediately bring back the Desiree. Okay, now I don't have another level 4 in the grave for the node, so I'll just keep the node for follow-up because ice and sword are going to be in the graveyard. And then we can go Lacrima, target Agnum Day. Oh. Bon. Okay. Oh, Ice Ryzeal. Okay, that's crazy. I thought that was going to be an X Ryzeal angle for sure. Oh, they already have it. Okay. That makes sense. They targeted Ryzeal Cross with the Aggregator. So I can't save that. I think here I am happy to just, because they have ice already, I'm happy to just blow up their material and call it a day. Damien, thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate you. Okay, and Desiree does protect you from something like talent, which is very good. So they have ice, sword. Why not negate Desiree? What if they have change of heart? Sure. I think I use Detonator here. Simply because it makes it more awkward for them to get another level 4 onto the field. They have to like search ice, special ice. I could also Veiler it, which means that if they don't have another ice already, they just can't make a level 4, and I have 2 Veilers anyways. I think that's fine. So now it's like they need hard draw node or ice. Otherwise they just can't. Okay, or they have to search. But if they search ice here, they can't special it because they won't have a card in hand. This just doesn't work. Yeah, you have to put a card back and then you can't special ice. Unless you want to send the sword from field, but that's kind of pointless. So I will say, genuinely, I think this was a game that was very likely losable without the Fiendsmith stuff, right? Because the Desiree negating the talents and trading, and the Fiendsmith stuff trading with a hand trap was actually pretty big there. Like, we can definitely lose to that hand because they had, what did they have? They had Ash Blossom, Bonfire, Talents, X Ryzeal, and 7th Tachyon, which is like one of the best hands you can have into a board in the Ryzeal mirror.